I'm your host, Lizeth Alvarado, and this is the Laws of Epic Beauty. Today, my guest is Carolyn Rodenburg, and she is the founder of IIIBs Foundation. Carolyn, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us on the show. So tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Carolyn Rodenburg, and I'm the founder of the IIIBs Foundation. It's an organization headquartered in Leesburg, Virginia. I was born and raised in Northern Virginia, and my experience was I got a degree from Radford University and Virginia Tech in finance and accounting, and I had 20 years as a business manager in finance, and then also I was vice president of a mortgage company for another 20 years, and then I got married. I met my husband, and after I had I was a single mom for 9 years with 2 children, and then I got married to the man of my dreams. And then a month later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay. Now, you're the founder of the IIIBs Foundation. What is your mission behind the organization?
Well, our mission is to comfort women going through breast cancer. For my journey, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I went through it with a new husband and 2 children, I found that there were a lot of items that I needed that I couldn't find, and there was not a lot of support for women for comforting them. There was a lot of organizations and individuals who were raising money for the cure, but I found that there was not comfort or recovery items for women that were currently going through it and being diagnosed. So I gathered my friends up, and we decided to make our Bosom Buddy Baskets and fill them with comfort items and give them to all the women that we could in the area, and as just whoever we could give it to if they had mastectomies.
Yes, and I see that beautiful basket right behind you. It's absolutely gorgeous. I could imagine just receiving something so beautiful. But how do women feel right before undergoing a mastectomy?
You know, I've been doing this for 17 years, and I have met all kinds of women going through mastectomy surgeries. And what I have found is that there's a difference in everybody, but there's a similar feeling to everyone. Some women don't want to talk about it. Some women do want to talk about it. But the majority of what they're feeling is they're scared, they're anxious, and they're not sure what their future is going to hold and how they're going to be once they've had a mastectomy and lost the essence of their womanhood.
Yes. Now, I know that you went through breast cancer, and during that time frame, how were you able to maintain a certain mindset during that time?
You know, what I've also found is that positivity is the best asset to any difficult journey that you're in. And I feel that my positivity came from my relationship with God, and He allowed me to be able to take all of my life's experiences to be able to now be able to give these baskets to women who are going through their struggles and trying to find their positivity and their happiness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to have a faith and a belief in something higher than ourselves, right? That's so helpful.
Yes.
And at what point does the survivor receive her care basket, these Bosom Buddy Baskets, right? So that's where the name came from, the 3Bs, Bosom Buddy Baskets. So at what point do they receive these care baskets?
You know, we send them to hospitals, and they are given to them either right before they're going into surgery or right when they finish surgery, they're after they come post-operatively. We also deliver them to all over the nation to women when they find out about us. And so they are given it either right when they first are going to the hospital or as soon as they recover, because there's items in there that are essential for their recovery. So they're always getting into the baskets and using all of the items that are needed.
Okay. And how does waking up to the baskets make them feel? What kind of feedback have you gotten?
Well, we've had thousands of thank you cards. Every day we get them. And I can tell you, and they say the same thing over and over again. They say, thank you so much for thinking about me. They say, I never knew that I needed these things until I needed them, and that they wouldn't know what they would have done without it. So I can tell you, they also, the most important thing is that they say they do not feel alone. They feel like there is other people, other women that have gone through what they've gone through and are experienced, and they are now a part of a sisterhood of women that have already gone through it, and they have a tangible, basket that shows them that there are others that care about them.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. What are some of the items that are in the basket that, people don't know that they may need, that, they're like, wow, I never knew I needed this.
Well, you can see it's a pretty big basket. It's got lots of stuff in it. So it's got a beautiful mink blanket that everybody loves. It's got a pillow to prop up your arms. It's got Luke the lamb. He's our seatbelt holder. So when you come home from the hospital, you put the seatbelt holder on the seatbelt because you've had surgery. So when I came home from my surgery, my husband had a truck and I was bouncing up and down and up and down. And so this is just essential to have. There's a back scratcher because you're very itchy. There's a cup for your tea. There's all kinds of things in here. It's just filled with so many items that, and they're all specific for their journey.
That's beautiful. And it helps them in their healing, correct?
Yes, absolutely. In their physical healing and their emotional healing. Because, like I said earlier, when you have breast cancer and you go in to have a mastectomy, that's the symbol of womanhood. Their breasts that, when you have babies, you feed your babies. It's a feeling of with your partner, with women, being a woman. And when you have that taken away from you, it's a feeling like no other. So it's a new normal for you. And so you have to get used. Some people are like, I have to get used to my new boobies. Like you have to bond with your new body. So it's a new you that your old is kind of a loss in a way of your old body and your old not life. And it is your own life because once you go through this, it's things change for you, the way that you view everything. So the basket helps them to know that there are people that have gone through it and that they can become a woman again.
That's absolutely beautiful. I'm sure it's so encouraging for so many. And the fact that there's, so many organizations out there that are, trying to find the cure, they're raising money for funds, but no one really taps into the emotional kind of caring. So that's such a beautiful thing. Now, during the pandemic, how have you continued to deliver during this time?
Well, and we did have at the beginning of the pandemic, they did suspend, a lot of the hospitals suspended mastectomy. So we did have a influx of a decline in the baskets that we were delivering. But now they're picking up again and they're having everyone's getting their checkups that they didn't have. So we are now delivering the baskets again. But what's the big impact was that we were not able to hold any of our fundraisers for the year. So we didn't have our Pink Tie Charity Ball, we didn't have our golf tournament, we didn't have a Mingle for Charity, we didn't have a lot of things. So that's our funding. So now we're a year behind in our funding, which usually we get the funding in order to be able to deliver the baskets for the next year. So it really has impacted us as far as that. So we're trying to figure out what and how we're going to be able to continue to give these baskets to these women.
Okay. But you've still been working, you've still been creating the baskets, still pulling together with you and your partner to make sure that they're still being cared for. And we didn't forget about you despite the pandemic. You're still here.
Yes, because, I had a woman call me and say, I had a mastectomy and all of the COVID patients had the hospital room. So I had to go into the hallway and I didn't get one of your baskets. And so they even felt, and they couldn't have her husband couldn't come in. So they even felt worse because they're still going through breast cancer, which is, like I said, a very emotional thing. And so they felt even more lonely without the baskets and during COVID. So we want to make sure that we can make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what is your law of epic beauty? I'm going to ask this to everyone who comes on board because, you know, we all have a law. What would you say is your law of epic beauty?
That's a tough one. Well, we spoke about positivity. I think a positive attitude and looking at life as an adventure and a way to learn from hard experiences, and also taking that positivity and impacting other people, because I'm lucky because God's blessed me with the ability from breast cancer. He's blessed me the ability to bless others and to fill my life with things that I never would have had before, with the filling my passion, and I found my purpose. So I think in looking at, I think it's a positivity through all events, and my faith in God is my epic beauty, because I think with him all things are possible.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned that, because as you know, we all have these, you know, tools that we want to pull out. And I love that you say that you found the beauty in it. You found the positivity in it. And because of it, you felt like you found your calling. So I think that's just such a good story to share. And I've met you so many different times before, and I've gotten the chance to interact with you. And I just love how you're so vibrant and fun. I mean, you have all these women celebrating their life again after such a tough battle and journey. You know, you go through so much going through this, but you just do such a great job creating that beautiful community. They have hope, and they have, you know, a new chance to life. And I love how you can be an inspiration for so many. So for those that want to be a part of your community or want to donate to your organization, how can they do that? How can they find you?
Well, we have a website, and it's bosombuddybaskets.org. And we have Facebook, and we have Instagram. That we're trying hard to get our Instagram up, because Jackie and I we do everything. We buy all of the things that go into the baskets. We make the baskets. We do the accounting. We do the website. We're the media people. So we are trying to get people to like our Instagram. So if you can go to Instagram and Facebook, that would be wonderful.
Yes, everyone watching, please follow them. Information is going to be below. Let's show so much support for these ladies. You know, breast cancer is at an all-time high, and I think that some attention has been taken off of the awareness around it because of COVID. COVID's taken all the attention, but you know, so many women are going through this. It can happen to anybody, and we just want to make sure that we can do our part in support. So please follow them on Instagram. And thank you so much, Carolyn. I'm so happy to have you on today. And, you know, you're such an inspiration.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again.
Yes, likewise. Okay, everyone. Well, that is Carolyn Rodenburg from the IIIBs Foundation. She's got these beautiful Bosom Buddy Baskets. That's where the IIIBs Foundation name comes from. So thank you so much for watching, and we look forward